I've got 4 o'clock straight up, so we'll get started. Call the meeting of the E911 Dispatch Board to order Tuesday, October 18th, 2016. We do have a quorum. The roll call sheet has went around. The agenda is out, obviously. As far as recognition of new chairman, I guess I recognize myself. Under the new interlocal agreement, it was the even years was going to be the city police chief or his designee, and I guess I'm the designee. Thank you, Mackenzie. And so that's, and then of course, come first of the year, it'll rotate over to the sheriff or his designee. So with that being said,
Open meeting.
yes.
Because the kids down the hall.
Yeah, that's noisy, I agree. Item number 3, and under our current bylaws, we can elect officers. Historically, we've had the Secretary Treasurer's position joined together. Joe has been serving in that position. So I guess I would entertain a motion for any nominations to the position of Secretary and Treasurer.
I'd like to nominate Joe.
I'll second.
Any other nominations from the floor? Being none, Joe Pruitt is the Secretary Treasurer as selected by the board. Item number 4 is the appointment of committees. And once again, typically we had 2-person committees. The interlocal agreement and bylaws both, I think, allow for however we decide to set those committees up. And this may change obviously the first of the year. But for now, I think the only, and we'll get to that in a minute when we get down to committee reports under personnel. But obviously we have the director's position that we need to take under consideration. And I was reading the interlocal agreement, and it actually it spells out, and I'll read this real quickly in the interlocal agreement. It says, upon initial execution of this agreement, which went into effect September 30, the process of evaluating the position of dispatch director shall commence. A committee composed of 3 dispatch board members, and it spells out the Bardstown Police Chief, Nelson County Sheriff, and Volunteer Fire Department Representative, and the Nelson County Judge Executive and the Mayor of Bardstown shall meet to evaluate the position and make recommendations concerning the position and overall structure of the dispatch center to the board for action. The same committee will be used to interview and make recommendations to the dispatch board concerning filling the position of dispatch director as needed. And of course, Milt's been filling it on an interim basis. I had sent out, I think, to everybody, Joe had sent it to me, the job description that we used previously. Like I say, we'll chew into that a little bit more here when we get down into the actual committee reports. But with that being the case, rather than having just 2 people on the personnel committee, it's going to end up being 3. Freddie, you're it by default. Congratulations. And I'd like to ask Lieutenant Matthews and Sergeant Blair to serve on that committee unless Mackenzie wants to designate somebody else, but that's totally up to you. You're it, Tag, you're it. Okay, so it'll be Sergeant Blair, Lieutenant Matthews, and Chief DeWitt, in addition to Judge Watts and Mayor Royalty. As far as the dispatch director's position is concerned only. Like I said, we'll get into that in just a little bit more. As far as the equipment committee, and once again, this may and most likely will change come first year, but for now, I'd like to ask Sergeant Clark with the Sheriff's Office, and once again, Tom, since you're the PD representative, I'll have you 2 on the equipment committee. In regards to the budget committee, me personally as chairman, for now, I'm just going to table that. I think until we get a permanent director in place, one of the first things we're going to hit the ground and have to do is start working on the budget come first of the year anyhow. We've only got 3 months until then, so I don't really see the need as of right now to have a true budget committee until we get all those things in place. With that being said, I know the meeting minutes from our last meeting were emailed out. Everybody should have had a chance to review those. At this time, I'll ask if there's a motion to accept the minutes. Okay, and a second. Do we have any further discussion, changes, corrections, or anything anybody's aware of? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. We'll move on to item 6, committee reports. And the first one's going to be under personnel, a director advertisement. That's what I was talking about a minute ago. Joe had sent me the previous job description, and I sent that out. I don't think I made a few. I got a few copies if anybody didn't, especially the committee members. You got them? Okay. But anyhow, I don't think that it's necessary that, I mean, we're not going to necessarily take action immediately right now. I think the Personnel Committee can look over it. I don't know if there's any changes, additions that the committee would like to make to the application process. And of course, obviously, we would have to proceed with advertising once we were sure that the application process is as the committee would like it. We also have the previous job advertisement that was listed. Obviously, some of the subtle differences would be that before it was actually under the city of Bardstown, and now it's more of the joint board. So we'd have to decide where the applications are going to be and how they're going to be posted, how long a period of time they're going to advertise, things of that nature. So I don't know, and I'll leave it up for discussion if y'all want to schedule a meeting when we get to that point in November and give y'all time to digest all that as far as the personnel committee is concerned, and then advertise, or if y'all want to advertise now, go ahead and start taking the application, and then y'all can discuss as a committee what y'all want to do as far as making recommendations. That's I'll yield the floor to anybody's input on that, because this is all new to me for sure. Joe, do you remember? I know you were here the last time.
Well, we developed the job description, and that coincided with the advertisement. So anybody that wanted to call and ask about the job description would have that when they applied for it, picked up with the application. So I would recommend that the personnel committee set a meeting, look at the job description, tweak it, look at the advertisement, and then set a date of opening, the date ending the application process.
Okay. Of the 3 that are board members, Caitlin, would you mind kind of, I guess, chairing that committee and pushing this along as far as the getting with Sergeant Blair and Chief DeWitt on that? Okay.
With the job description.
And then we can, like I say, as hopefully y'all can report back by the next meeting we have in a month or so, and we'll be able to move forward with that.
You want to set a scheduled date for that meeting?
Well, we'll schedule, yeah, you all can go ahead and set your, right, and then we'll set our next board meeting sometime in first part of November or middle of November, thereabouts. But you all probably want to meet before then to go over that. Like I say, just in looking at it, I mean, for my part, the job description looked relative, and even the application itself. The last page, you know, it just says City of Bardstown Department of Personnel, because that's how it was handled the previous time. I don't know if that one needs to be tweaked. And that's just an EEOC thing that the city had done. But everything else, I think, is fairly, I won't say generic in that sense. It's not a whole lot has changed probably in the process. but you all can have time to look over and digest all that before we actually put it out for advertising. Okay, any other personnel issues to discuss other than the director's position as far as the working on the application process and the advertisement for that? Okay. Equipment, New Haven Tower. You want that one, Joe?
Yeah, I can just do a brief update. Freddie and I met with Jim Lameau and Brad Spalding last Friday at the site. Did a few tweaks on how to where we're going to place it. We want to get a property owner permission to actually be on their property while we were doing the work. And I need to update the permit. The permit was done a few months ago, just preliminary things. Brad is going to start digging probably latter part of this week or next week, weather permitting.
Joe, I talked to him today, and he's going to, because of rain chances, Thursday and Friday, we don't want to have an open pit and water get in, so we're probably going to delay that.
Okay. So sometime next week, then we'll be moving forward with that construction.
And I'll get that, I've got that agreement signed, I'll get that to you, so we can have a copy. And then get it.
Sounds good. Do we have any budget issues to bring up at this time? I know we've got the, under old business about the wages.
I think the account looks good. Bill will have some report in his report.
Right.
No report for budget.
Okay, very good. With that, under item 7, old business, was the, we had discussed at our last meeting about the shift differential for night shift, and Milt had brought us forward on that, and if you read the minutes of the last meeting, it gave us an approximation of what it would minimally impact the budget. So with that, Milt, do you have anything else to bring forward on that, everything? Okay. So since we tabled the last meeting, I'll entertain a motion if anybody would want to do so as far as making a shift differential for the night shift. And we had discussed at the last meeting 50 cents per hour for the night shift.
I like the motion that effect.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second, Sergeant Clark. Okay, do we have any further discussion? As we stated in the minutes last time, it's 50 cents per hour for the 5P to 5A shift for full-time employees. It's approximately 4,368. That's an approximate number, but it's going to be pretty close to that as far as the increase and impact to the budget. Any discussion on that at all? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, under new business, we have our director's report. Milt, floor is yours, sir.
All right, I've sent the requested materials to the auditor. He's working multiple audits through February. We'll not be able to do our audit until then. If that time frame will work for us, he will get a proposal later on this week. I spoke with representatives from the Department of Local Government today. We got 12 months from the close of the fiscal year, so February would be fine. And we also will, looking like with our revenues, we will be required to be audited annually. So we're working on that. So if you're okay with February, I would, okay, I'll solicit the proposal then. Also on the retirement systems, I had contact with Nadine White late last week. We're no better now than we were last time we met. There's no change in status. It's anticipated that the issue will be on the agenda for the December 1st board meeting. Their September meeting was canceled when they rescheduled it. The board opted not to discuss any agency request for inclusion or any hazardous duty inclusions there. So that's where we're at with that. Still waiting to hear something on that. And as of right now, we owe just about $71,700 to the retirement system. If they would accept us right now, that's where we'd be at.
Milton got that separated, though, don't you? We know, Starla knows exactly how much it is
Right, there's how much we have,
set aside.
right, how much we've deducted and then how much we actually, that's the all-inclusive total.
I talked to the folks in the retirement system, they've lost so many people
Oh, yeah.
with administration change that the right hand does not have a left hand sometimes.
I can understand
I found that as well. When I first reached out to them, the person that Debbie had been in contact or had been talking with was gone. They were no longer with the department, so then I ended up with Nadine. And she's been helpful, just it's not moving very fast. And that's what I have for you guys today.
Thank you, Bill. The only other things I was, just in looking over our past minutes, Judge, do you have anything from the local government on where we?
I have not. I have not. Larry's here. They actually sent it to
Oh, okay.
DLG.
Have you heard
Have they
anything back?
responded back to us at all?
Haven't heard anything.
Okay, Barbie said she had sent it in. Barbie or?
Barbie may have gotten it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has not given us a signed copy.
Okay, I'll double check with her again, so, okay, thank you, Judge. Also, the bylaws we discussed at the last meeting were being revised, I'm assuming, are they still?
Matthew, I talked to him in fiscal court, he said, I'm supposed to send those to you, and as of when I left I had not gotten those to me, but
Gotcha.
he says they're done, he just has to get them.
Okay, because I didn't see any big, in the old bylaws,
No,
a big discrepancy.
he said he's just going to clean up stuff.
Right, so. Okay. With that, are there any other announcements, issues, items to discuss by any of the board members? My favorite kind of lead. All right. With that, we will set a date and time for our next regular meeting. I'm assuming we will probably need to look at sometime the middle of November before the holidays. And I did have one request that we go back to Wednesdays. Is that, it doesn't matter to me. Any day's fine with me. It wasn't the board members made the request, so if it's going to affect any of us, we'll stay with Tuesdays. But if Wednesday's not a problem, we may look at a Wednesday. Free, is that okay with your schedule, sir? Okay. Does the 16th look okay with everybody? As of right now, November 16th, that would be a Wednesday at 4 p.m. Could be an in-service, okay. Would probably, okay, then what about the 9th? That's, because I don't want to go back the other direction because it's right here at Thanksgiving.
I'll be in it, sir.
Do you know if Mackenzie can send anybody else as representative?
I'll tell him.
Okay. Well, let's look at the 16th. We'll go with the 16th as the next meeting date. That's Wednesday. 11, 16, 16 at 4 p.m. All right. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. Got a motion and a second? I'm sure we're all in favor. Awesome. Thank you all.